It is one of the poorest areas of the country. I come from the north of the country where our Human Development Index is almost Southern Europe. But if you go to Mindanao, their Human Development Index is sub-Saharan African level.
I've been quite active sa mga posts ko, no? For the past few days, yata. Haba. And, yun nga, may mga comments kasi na, ano ako? Troll? Paano ako naging troll? My account has been existing in Facebook since 2009. Hindi po ako troll. I do exist. I have a website, I have a YouTube channel, I also have a Facebook page aside from this one that is actually dedicated for DepEd issues and concerns. Most of my activities are somewhat related with a government agency where I am affiliated with. So I'm not a troll. It just so happens that some of these, accusations against me na troll ako kasi they are on the opposite side of the spectrum kung ano yung position nila. So, huwag niyo naman sana ko tawagin troll. Kasi yung troll kasi, yung tinatawag yung troll, tsaka yung mga troll farms, binabayaran sila, wala akong bayad. It's unfair! Diba? It's quite unfair, tawagin yung control. Wala naman akong tinatanggap na bayad from any party or partisan group, no? And as I have been very transparent with my position, I am neither pro or against the administration, but more so inclined towards being in the doubtful spectrum on my position towards the administration, the current administration, especially with the current issues, circumstances, plight of our Filipino people. Diba, as I mentioned yesterday or last night, the high inflation rates, the crime rate, the GDP of our country is tragic. And then, sa sobrang daming mga issues ng concern ng Pilipinas, you cannot expect me to congratulate them, di ba? Of course, we're very negative in the sense, but we are expecting them on a different standard. Kasi, nasa higher position sila ng gobyerno. And they are supposed to serve those who are below them. Sa atin. Kahit ako na I'm a civil servant, part ako ng government agency, yung mga nasa mas mataas na position, we expect them to serve us as well. Kasi under tayo nila. So, part of the right to free speech is to be able to express our issues and concerns openly without being ridiculed for being pro or anti a specific group. Kasi wala naman po akong grupo. Okay, but that's not really my concern right now. Ang gusto kong i-address yung sub-Saharan Africa, sub-African Sahara, or whatever you call it. The sub-Saharan Africa na claim ng isang professor. Kasi professor daw siya from a prominent school in Northern Luzon. Di ba yung sinabi niya na, if I may quote what he said, this was what he said, I come from the north of the country where our Human Development Index is almost Southern Europe. But if you go to Mindanao, there, Human Development Index is Sub-Saharan African level. So, dalawa yung claim. Yung first claim is yung northern part of the country, yung northern part of the Philippines, let's just be specific, Luzon. Luzon is almost Southern Europe yung Human Development Index niya. Yung Mindanao naman, yun yung pangalawang claim. Yung Mindanao naman po daw is Sub-Saharan African level. Yung Human Development Index niya. O, yun yung claim. Okay? So, we will try to address this claim kasi it's gone viral already. And yung assertion, his position, that Mindanao's HDI or Human Development Index is comparable to that of Sub-Saharan African level. In order to evaluate this claim, we need to dig a deeper or delve into data and compare the HDI values of Mindanao and that of the Sub-Saharan Africa. While also examining the factors, what are actually influencing these so-called values? So, para data-based or research-based, evidence-based yung claims natin. Diba? Dalawa kasi yung position niya eh. Luzon is similar to that of Southern Europe. Mindanao is similar to that of Sub-Saharan African level. Yun yung claim niya, first and second. The first, let's look at the HDI levels for Mindanao. According to, According to the Philippine Statistics Authority or the PSA and the Global Data Lab, according to them, specifically in Mindanao, sa BARM, yung Bangsamoro Autonomous Region for Muslim Mindanao, ang HDI level ng BARM is at 0.646. Ulitin ko po ha. Yung HDI level, yung Human Development Index ng BARM is at 0.646, which is classified as medium human development. So, bakit ko hina-highlight ang BARM? Because among all of the regions here in Mindanao, this is the lowest. Mindanao, BARM specifically, has the lowest Human Development Index in all of the regions in Mindanao, but it is classified as medium human development. Other regions in Mindanao, such as, of course, Davao region, has an HDI level of 0.697, which is classified as medium human development. Ulitin ko ha, yung pinakamababa sa buong Mindanao is ang BARM, pero medium human development. Yung ibang region, specifically Davao region, yung HDI level niya is 0.697, which is classified as medium human development. Now, let's compare these values to those of the Sub-Saharan African Human Development Index. Most Sub-Saharan African countries, ang HDI values po nila ay nasa average. Average po niya is 0.55, which is classified as low human development index. Yung average po yan na HDI in Sub-Saharan Africa is 0.55. Example, yung Niger po is at 0.394. Somalia, 0.380. Kaya po, yung average nila is low human development index. So, it is unfair to say na Sub-Saharan African, yung Mindanao, when most of our HDI levels are actually in medium. And, even sa pinakamababa na HDI ng Mindanao, medium pa rin yung HDI niya, which is yung BARM. And then yung average ng mga Sub-Saharan Africa is low. So, unfair po na sabihin natin na Sub-Saharan kami dito sa Mindanao. So, ano ba yung mga factors that actually affects the HDI values? So, there are so many factors that influences the HDI values of any country. So, in order to understand these disparities, we need to look at these factors which actually influence such. The HDI is generally composed of indicators such as life expectancy at birth, so from birth po, and then expected years of schooling, and then the many years of schooling, and the gross national income per capita. So, basically, it's health, education, income. Yung tatlo, health, education, income. Kapag po na-identify natin yung mga values ng health, education, and income, dun po makikita yung mag-i-influence sa HDI ng isang lugar. So, as far as health is concerned, Mindanao, ang life expectancy po ng Mindanao, according to, ano po to siya tingnan ko muna yung research na napuntahan ko. According to the geographicbook.com, so wala na pong mahanapan na iba yan, yan lang po sila, yung life expectancy po ng Mindanao region is between 60 to 65 years of age. Which is, shorter compared sa ibang region sa buong Pilipinas. But it is significantly higher compared to Sub-Saharan Africa. Kasi ang sa Sub-Saharan Africa po, ang kanila pong life expectancy is only between 50 to 55 years. So, meron pong 10-year gap. Ang layo, no? 10 years. Sa Mindanao po, 60 to 65. But in Sub-Saharan Africa, it's between 50 to 55. The region also faces different challenges such as limited access to quality healthcare. But of course, these issues are not as severe as those in Sub-Saharan Africa, where high infant mortality rates and inadequate healthcare systems contribute to lower HDI scores. Meron po kami magagandang hospital dito sa Mindanao. So, it's very unfair to compare that to Sub-Saharan Africa. Next factor, education. Ang education po, mini-measure natin siya sa net participation rate. Yung mga planning officers, sa mga division offices, regional offices, even the central office sa DepEd po, alam nila po kung gaano ka-importante yung tinatawag nating net participation rate. So, what is the net participation rate? Kung ilan po yung percentage ng mga batang pumapasok sa school at the early childhood, kumbaga elementary level. Within Mindanao, ang NPR po ng Mindanao, yung net participation rate po ng elementary education dito sa Mindanao is at around 80%. So, you can easily say 8 out of 10 kids here in Mindanao actually go to school. While in Sub-Saharan Africa, ang sa kanila po, 60%. So, 6 out of 10 kids are the only ones that go to school. Malayo po ang 60% at 80%. And, to top it all off, Mindanao's education, dito sa amin po, our education system faces multiple challenges. Yung sinasabi niyo po na merong mga conflict sa war, rebels, etc., etc. Yes, we do admit that. But it doesn't deprive majority of our children to go to school. The region's literacy rates and school enrollment rates are still higher compared to that of the southern or the sub-Saharan African countries. Ano po bang nag-i-influence sa net participation rate? Infrastructure. Tandaan po natin yung infrastructure sa Mindanao are far less given attention compared to the northern part of our country. Kaya nga tinatawag rin yung Imperial Manila. Kasi agricultural based daw yung Mindanao. Hindi kami industrialized based. But even so, 80% ang net participation rate ng mga Mindanaons. Income. The average income in Mindanao is lower than any other region in the northern part of the country. But it is not comparable to the extreme poverty within the sub-Saharan Africa. Are we saying, are we actually claiming na yung mga Pilipinong nakatira sa Mindanao ay walang access sa trabaho? Walang access sa opportunity. In the same way that Africans in Sub-Saharan kasi ang ginamit na term eh, Sahara. Sub-Saharan, sa Sahara Desert, familiar kayo? Disyerto po yan. Are we saying that we are similar with them sa income? Kaya there was even a post that I was able to browse sa Facebook. Yung Mindanao lang yung malasab-Saharan pero araw-araw may parcel. May araw-araw na nagde-deliver na JNT. Hindi ba nakakatawa yon? Gano'n ba karami ang pumapadala na mga LPC Express or similar to that sa Sub-Saharan Africa? Para sabihin natin na yung income ng mga Pilipino sa Mindanao ay katulad ng mga countries na nakatira sa Sub-Sahara? The Gross Regional Domestic Product or the GRDP per capita in Mindanao is significantly higher than many Sub-Saharan African countries. So it is very unfair to compare Mindanao's income to that of Sub-Saharan Africa. Again, we are agricultural-based region. We are an island that is popular for being known as an agricultural-based island. Yun po madalas kinukuhaan ng aming income. We have the best fruits. Mura po ang prutas sa Mindanao kasi agricultural-based kami. Yung isang saging na nabili ko sa karinderya sa Maynila na tag 35 pesos, dito sa amin 10 piso lang po. To counter the claim that Mindanao's HDI is comparable to that of Sub-Saharan Africa, we need to look at the data and see that Mindanao's HDI values are significantly higher. The lowest HDI value in Mindanao is still classified as medium human development, while most Sub-Saharan African countries fall into the low human development category. In the end, the claim that Mindanao's HDI is at Sub-Saharan African level is not supported by evidence. It is not research-based. It is not evidence-based. Since I'm from Mindanao, our HDI values range between medium to high human development index, while Sub-Saharan African countries or regions generally falls into the low human development category. The northern region of the Philippines, such as Metro Manila, well, they have high HDI values. We can agree with the claim that it is close to the Southern Europe HDI values. But it is mainly because most of the investments and the budget allocations of the government for the whole country are poured towards Imperial Manila and not in the Mindanao region. True, such claim could be true, the first part, but the second part, which is the extreme and absurd claim that Mindanao is Sub-Saharan Africa, is not true. It cannot be proven by any factual data on HDI values and the regional disparities within the Philippines and Sub-Saharan Africa. In other words, ito po yung professor na as usual, fake news na naman. Fake news. So I hope the mainstream media, yung mga news outlets po sana, they would actually call out these people who make this claim. Test their claims. Question it. If there is any truth to what they are saying. Because they are publishing it in a nationwide scale. And if it is posted in the internet, then it is a worldwide claim. Kaya po yung mga foreigners natatakot pumunta sa Mindanao simply because our fellow Filipinos are actually libelous and slandering our region. I don't know what they call this, if you can call it racism, or you can call it a way of being, or the feeling of being entitled or what, or a sense of prejudice. But I think you need to stop. Kaya maraming nagsasabi ang gusto na lang humimulay ng Mindanao eh. I am not agreeing with that position. Pero, you cannot blame them why they feel to say such. Kasi kayo po na nasa Luzon, nagmamagaling masyado. So, this is Sir Weds of ISF Media, publishing online live tonight here on my Facebook page dito po sa Meta. I hope you learn from this. And sana po, may natutunan po kayo tonight. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you wanna debunk what I said with my broadcast tonight, you can actually, napakadali pong i-search sa internet kung totoo ba yung pinagsasabing ng professor na to. Napakadali lang po mag-search. And I really love to research. Yan lang po. Maraming salamat at magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.